Hey, what's up everybody? In this video we're going to look at my dart build, Torment 6 dart build for my Witchdoctor. This is using some legendaries that actually make darts a viable build for Torment 6. I know it sounds kind of weird, but you got to see it to believe it. The damage output is astounding. Anyway, let's get right to the skills. Left click, poison dart, snake to the face. It's just, you could either go without this. I think the proc chance is higher if you go no rune, or you could go with anything else, but I'm going with poison. Splinters doesn't work that well. It takes too long. You want to be able to shoot as many darts as possible. This actually slows you down, so that's why I'm not using splinters. Snake to the face actually does work, and also my darts now pierce with a weapon. So this will actually occasionally stun more than just one person. So anyway, poison dart, snake to the face. Secondary is haunt with poison spirit. Now this is mainly for single targets. I don't really use this too often, but since it does have a 20% damage increase with poison spirit, I'll cast it on elites and champions, so that's just for a damage boost. Same with piranhas. This is another 15% damage increase also with zombie piranhas, and they will leap out of the pool and actually hit enemies in a wider area than just the pool itself. So I really recommend that skill for any Witchdoctor build. Gargantuan, it's big stinker, more poison damage, and then along with the defense with the big guy. Fetish army, I do have Xanamusa's set, so now I have 7 fetishes that are able to run around and at all times. So you definitely want as many fetishes out as possible for this build. So of course, Xanamusa's set is kind of a must, along with fetish army, and I'm using headhunters. You can use other ones, but I'm using headhunters for poison. And then finally, summon zombie dogs. Rabid dogs for poison damage, 3 rabid dogs. Not bad, you know, more defense, a little bit of damage output. Passive skills, right off the bat, fetish sycophants. This is a must-have for this build. You just got a 10% chance to summon dagger-wielding fetishes to your side. So this one ties into the huge damage output. Pierce the Veil, this will increase all of my damage by 20% and only increase my mana cost by 30. And since I'm only using piranhas and haunt, my mana, I don't need anything to regen mana, so all my skills are not for, I have nothing to regen, since the piranhas only uses about a quarter of my mana, and then haunt's only 50 mana, real low. Highly recommend this for any low mana builds if you're going to be using it. So I don't need anything, and this is fine. For the 30% increase in mana cost. Bad medicine, anytime I poison anything. Damage reduction of 20%, so that's defensive, and since I will be hitting everything with poison, then that means that everything's doing a lot less damage. And finally, Creeping Death to go along with Haunt and Piranha. And this will make it so that if I have to, I could only really, I just have to cast this once, or each of them once for the damage increase of 35%. So, oh, by the way, I'm all gold here. Actually, look at this. Is that not pimp or what? That's all gold. I did, this is a transmode weapon, and offhand, I actually, the weapons I have don't look like that. But that is cool. I do like, I never made a gold, all gold. And the mask is the shit. So anyway, everything else is not transmode. Let's get to the gear. So, right off the bat, Carnival for the helm, or head. Your fetishes shoot a poison dart every time you do. Now that is amazing. Is even with 7 fetishes, you're doing huge amounts of damage. But then if you get 15 more, you have so many darts flying worth. I'd have to sit down and do all the math, and then there's no real way to estimate how much you do. But it is astounding how much damage you do when all these hit a single target, or even on groups. It's just a stream of darts that each do so much damage. So I have that tied with my weapon, the Dagger of Darts. Your poison darts and your fetish's poison darts now pierce. Now both of these hand in hand make this a highly effective single target and group build. Just using darts. So that's it. I mean, really, you could get away with just using darts with this build. Nothing else. Is that crazy? So I have those 2. And then I have Xanamusa's Haunt. I got 3 pieces with a ring that allows for the 4th piece, Ring of Royal Grandeur. And then for my belt, I have the Witching Hour. That'll give me an attack speed increase. I do want a high attack speed for this. That gets out more darts. And then Also in turn allows my fetishes to shoot more darts. So high attack speed, see I'm at 30%, pretty good. And then Tasker and Theo, of course this doesn't help this build that much because your pets or your fetishes actually do stop to shoot the darts. So this does not really help them while you're firing, but it does help your other pets. So that's not too bad. Shoulders, just some crap that I got that just has some stats. That's about it. Defense. Same with the wrists, just stats. Slave bonds with 5 primaries. That's pretty good. I do like those. And then also I have a legendary gem in my ring. It's Gem of Efficacious Toxin, and it's ranked up to 25. So now that's another 10% damage increase for since this gem poisons for 325% damage or weapon damage a second for over 10 seconds. This also, when I do hit anything, it'll take 10% increased damage. So that's a total of 45% increased damage if I have Haunt, Piranhas, and this on. So 45% on top of my sheet damage of 1.5 million on top of all the darts flying. You'll see how much damage I do. It's fucking insane. My pants are Swampland Waders. Poison skills deal 19% more damage. This, as you can see, and in all my other videos I explain, I do not go for damage increasing, but since these pants were so good, I decided to keep them on. Plus, a lot of times Witchdoctors are pretty much a poison build, but I didn't really try to go for it. But I do have a 20% increase, so that does help with my overall damage. So that'd be another, what, 200,000? 250, 300,000 damage on top of that sheet damage. Toughness, very low. 7.8 million. Got to be kind of careful with this build. Got to be moving around a lot. But one thing I do have with my legendary gem is Unity. And I highly recommend for Torment 6 having 2 Unities and then equipping your follower with one of them and wearing one for solo. And then also finding one of these legendaries that you give to your follower, and it allows it makes it so your follower cannot die. So since you're splitting the damage with somebody that cannot die, that's halving your damage. So that is a massive defense boost for Torment 6. So you are going to want to do that. And if you're wondering, her weapon is an ancient legendary staff that actually works really well. You can see she's doing 423,000 damage. So, but really, she's just there for the defense and absorbing damage. Otherwise, not too much else going on with this build. Besides those pieces of gear. Now, as far as the stats, attack speed increase 30%. That really helps me out. As you can see, I could attack fairly quickly because of that 30, especially with Frenzy. This build goes crazy with Frenzy's Shrine. Critical hit chance real high, 54.5%. That really helps. So each of these darts has a chance to do crit, more than half a chance to crit. Critical hit damage actually pretty high, 448%. If I had it up at 500, I'd be happy, but that is a real high chance. Area damage only 50%, but with this build doesn't really need it. It's just there to help out with larger mobs. Poison damage, of course, 19%. My defense is not that great. Most of that comes from intelligence for my resistances. My armor is pretty low. But of course, like I said, bad medicine does help out quite a bit for the damage reduction whenever I poison. So maximum life is up at 528,000, kind of low. Life per second, a little low, but it's not bad, when I'm running around. Life per hit, this is a big one, 30,000 life per hit. So I could regen life pretty rapidly with this. Life per kill, that does kind of help, especially with this build, even on Torment 6, because I am killing stuff pretty rapidly. So that is about it. And of course I have all top level gems, except for the helm. It's 3% extra life. Yeah, take it or leave it for that kind of money. Eventually, one of these days. So let's go see what it can do. So all I'm going to do is, of course, have out my pets, make sure my fetishes are out, and watch. Bam. So now that doesn't seem like much, but this is Torment 6. And you'll see me rapidly start. See, I already got 5 more fetishes. And then I'll slap down Piranhas. And all those darts streaming through everything doing so much damage just is, I don't know. I don't think the damage can get much higher than this. Like, if you really worked on this build, it would be astounding. So now I have 19 fetishes, 21 fetishes that are all shooting a dart, see? So you see that fan of darts, and they'll all focus where you shoot, and then they fan out. So if I shoot close, they'll fan out. If I shoot far, they'll all focus on. And then so it's kind of an hourglass shape, and then no matter where they're at, they will shoot. Sometimes objects will get obscure their shot. That will not matter. They will still shoot, and that'll stop their dart. That's one thing to watch out for. In open areas, this works great. In closed areas, make sure that you have some, at least some, around you. But see, on Torment 6, usually you cannot kill shit that fast. Unless you have a complete build that's totally geared out, you know, has the best sets, the best gear, you know. But with this, I was actually astounded. I did make a prior video then, and I didn't have all this gear. But once I was able to get some of these pieces and try it out, I didn't think it was going to be this powerful, but lo and behold, this is probably the most powerful damage build that I have for any Torment 6 character. So all you have to really do is click once on an enemy that's nearby if you have enough fetishes around you, and then click on a different enemy. You see, because you don't want to maintain clicking, because a lot of times they'll just take one click and so many darts are going after them, they'll just automatically die. So what you want to do is just click on each one individually. And then if you need more damage, just slap down some haunts and piranhas. And then everything is just wiped out. So I really hope this video gets big, or, you know, other people know about this build. What it would take would be the helm, the Xanamusa set, 3-piece at least, along with the Ring of Royal Grandeur, and then the weapon. And then you could have this kind of damage on, you know, wherever. And then, of course, to get to Torment 6, you'll need some defense to go with it. But as you can see, things die so fast that as long as you're a little careful, the defense doesn't need to be astounding. And also, if I don't recommend it, but you can probably even get more fetishes. I'm not sure if they'll actually fire these darts, though. But the Gidbin will summon smaller fetishes, but you will lose using the Gidbin. You'll lose your piercing, which I don't recommend. So here's some elites. All I'll do is put on the haunt and then just blast them with my darts, and they're already dead. Shoulders. So, like I said, it's just, if you want to astound people, whip this out. They'll be like, what the hell is this? And then all of a sudden they'll see this shit going on and everything dying so quickly that, yeah. So here's a big group. As you can see, since they're at an angle, it won't seem like they'll wipe them out, but then since they're so spread out and the way everything works, that the darts will hit a hell of a lot more than what you're aiming at. So easy money. And that's pretty much it for the video. It's just, if you have any comments or suggestions or anything like that, make sure to leave them below. And then I will, damn, there's a lot of elites up on this move. So I will respond. Right now I'm not, my channel isn't big enough where I can't respond to people. I will respond to everything, as long as it's a decent, oh, and look at this little bastard. Of course everybody hangs back. Oh, come on, quit moving. So treasure goblins drop very quickly too. But I will respond, and you know, I'm very good about responding within, you know, anywhere from an hour to maybe a couple days, depending on my work schedule and stuff like that. So, and when you post. But thanks a lot for watching, and also my if you've been keeping up with me, my my audio seems to have improved because I changed around a couple things, and I found that I can do a couple things without having to use my older the older way that I was recording. So hopefully it sounds a lot better for you guys. You know, I want to make the highest quality videos with what I have. Oh, that was just beautiful. Oh, guys, I could find that and then put that as a thumbnail. You've seen that? That was just perfect. But yeah, see, so this is it's kind of like a laser beam, but a shotgun afterwards. That's what I like to Oh, dude, this guy's... if he didn't put up that shield, he would have been instantly mugged. But, yeah, no, if you want to try getting crazy with shit, make this build. It gets, it drops shit. So anyway, alright, thanks a lot. If you like this or anything else that I have on my channel, make sure to like and or subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks a lot, guys.